Please turn to your neighbor and tell them Happy New Year, give them a high five, and tell them everything you wish them for 2026, isn't it? If it is happiness, if it is progress, whatever it is, please wish them, isn't it? Tell them this year, please take, how many ranks do you want them to take? How many ranks? 4 ranks, isn't it? Or 10 ranks, whatever it is. But personally, I'm very, very optimistic about 2026. And when I was given a chance to train, to be the first trainer, I think for the week today, I was so happy because they gave me the topic of starting 2026 in high what? In high gear. Is it a very good thing? Yes. Starting in high gear. Wow. And it's in line with our theme, growth powered by digital transformation. And I think I will also be able to talk about it later. But let me just go straight into the training. First of all, 2026 is a new opportunity. I think God is such a very great designer that maybe God designed the way we look at time by always breaking it, you start afresh, breaking it, you start afresh. He created seconds, he created the minutes, he created the hours, he created the what? I don't know, days eventually, and then the months. Then he gathered all the months together and said, that is 1 year. And I think the reason why he broke it and I said, now we are beginning a new year. I think it's an opportunity. He wanted to give us an opportunity to all the time to start afresh, to start strong. And I think it's a very great thing, isn't it? How you close the day in the evening, even if you are tired, you wake up in the morning and like, you know what? Let me begin afresh. So I think we should look at 2026 as a new opportunity to do several things. We are saying that every year gives people 2 options. How many options? 2 options. Option number 1 is to repeat the old patterns, to remain the same. Are we together? Then the other one is the second option is to do 3 things. Number 1, reset. Tell neighbor reset. Tell neighbor reset. And I think that is important. Are we together? To reset and you say, let me start afresh. The second one is to recommit. Tell neighbor recommit. Recommit. To recommit, which means I think to, set new goals, set new strategies, to commit afresh, to say, I am serious again, things of the sort. Then to raise how? Afresh. How many of us feel you are fresh for 2026? Put up your hand. And of course, I should clap for you. Are we together? So do not make 2026 just like any other calendar year, isn't it? Let us make 2026 as permission. Treat it as permission to do what? To start again. To start again stronger. That's why I'm telling you today, when you are given a chance to speak like Shamim, speak with the energy, isn't it? When you make that phone call, start with the energy. When you are making that video, those of us who are doing TikTok, energy, all together strong. Let us see you begin what? Strong. The other one, to begin wiser. Can you say wiser? Wiser. For me, this is always my go-to area, isn't it? To always be wiser. And what does being wiser mean? Being wiser means going ahead and to become better at what you are doing. Some of you have read both my books, and I mentioned a very, very true story of how I'd been in network marketing for some time, and I was not seeing any results. I was very poor. I was like a nobody in the company. Then I said, what is my problem? I realized that my problem was generally because I was not good at inviting, and I was not good at what? At prospecting. But I read somewhere in a book called Think and Grow Rich. It said this: general knowledge has nothing to do with your richness, with your success. Are we together? General knowledge, isn't it? And it said that it is specialized knowledge. Specialized what? Knowledge that has something to do with your success. And what is specialized knowledge? Specialized knowledge is knowledge that is directly within the area in which you are what? you are doing, isn't it? For example, if I'm running schools, like the owner of YMCA, I don't know who owns it, then his specialized knowledge is knowledge about how schools run, isn't it? Anything he knows about the biography of Idi Amin Dada, the capture of Nicolas Maduro, that's good knowledge, but it's just general what? Knowledge, isn't it? So even us, any knowledge that is not necessarily into network marketing, then that knowledge there is not helping you to become successful. Are we together? Now, when I say begin wiser, look at those areas in which you are not good in terms of skills. Are we together? All those areas in which you are good, but you can triple, you can know more. Are we together? Then what you do, you decide that 2026 is going to be a year where you are going to become wiser in terms of that what? In terms of network marketing. And many of you probably know the story very well. Eventually, I decided to read every book written on network marketing, specifically on inviting and prospecting. And then I read so many of them. Then I realized that, there's just so many things I don't know. You know how you invite, when I say inviting, prospecting, it is natural. You meet a person, tell them, can I show you about network marketing? Hello, can you buy my product? You know, it looks natural. Are we together? But someone who has gone further to study it, to learn it better, to listen, to read books about it, there's a lot of knowledge you find. So I was so surprised that what I thought was inviting, prospecting, answering questions, there are people who are actual experts in that. So then I decided to say, I'm going to read every book ever written on network marketing. I've read these books, and read these books, and read these books. And I think the reason why I quickly became a top distributor in Africa, genuinely, I really had a lot of knowledge on network what? Marketing, to the point that even the previous owners of the company which I was in, they would speak and everything they say, I literally do what? Know it. Are we together? So 2026, I wish you this, to become wiser. Don't say I'm not good at reading. You can even go to YouTube and subscribe to channels of people who are wiser in the skill that you lack. Public speaking, social media, what have you. I was looking at the results of last month. Let me specifically talk about the CV production. And when you look at a person like Research Stephen, who did, I think, over 6,000 or even more, one person like this, that's a lot of volume, by the way. I've done network marketing for a long time, and I've never seen people produce such kinds of volume. It's just too much. But he started 3 months ago. Many of you know his story. Are we together? Just 3 months ago, and I said, let me get specialized knowledge. Remember specialized knowledge. Let me get specialized knowledge in something that puts money in my pocket, and said, let me understand this thing called TikTok. I am on TikTok, you're on TikTok, but there are people who have gone further to really understand how TikTok works. Are we together? And you can do a video, and you find it hard to scroll through it. Like how many of us have seen Stephen's videos, research? Me, I be on TikTok and I'm scrolling other things. But every time I reach his video, somehow I don't scroll, isn't it? I pause a bit because he's learned how to capture. He's not like me and you. When you tell me to do a TikTok video, I just begin like this. Are we together? So it became very special. Farida, the same thing. Even your country manager, Frank, we don't normally display. We allow them to sell, but we don't display their results. Are we together? He's really, really very good. And many, many other people who are, but these are people who are ordinary. Then they said, let me go and get specialized what? Knowledge. If you have TikTok, like me, honestly, I have it, but I cannot sell like these people. And then even you have TikTok, but you cannot sell like them. It is because you have general knowledge. Tell them about general knowledge. Hey, you are still in general knowledge. Those who have specialized knowledge, they are really, really becoming very good. I'm looking for ways, and I want to see people who now are going to use the same social media to recruit a lot of what? People. There used to be, I used to wonder how these people do it. There is a yearly event called GoPro that is done by Eric Warren. He brings together network marketing people and from all over the world, especially Americans and all that. There's even a lady called Stormy Willington. Anyone knows Stormy Willington? And many of those people. Some of you have seen those people, right? And then people like Stormy, they would tell you how one person like this, they can recruit 100 people in 1 month. And then you wonder how. How many people? How many of us have had those results? And then you wonder, but how do you recruit 100 people? On which earth? Then like you, instead of motivating you, they annoy you and you give up. You know what I'm talking about? Have you seen people who have so much results that you don't know how they do it, and then you're like, so we take it a kwegamba. You know what I'm talking about? So now I've never been motivated by Stormy Willington, because at the time when I used to watch her videos and people in that category, they just annoy me, because I had never seen someone achieve so much results like that. Then the same Stormy Willington, she has probably recruited 100 people in a single month, sometimes more. Some of them would come to Eric Quarry's event and someone has 500 people in one what? Then you're like, 1 year? Who is saying 1 year? Like, they be so annoying. Then, the same person, they tell you how they have sold, like, someone of Forever Living. Here in South Africa, not on just that event of Eric Quarry, how this person sells about 100 million on a monthly basis. Before the Steven Searches and the Faridas and the Frank Tumebazes and Senkandwas and the Drusilla Nabumbuyas and all those people who really sell these big volumes, I never believed that was possible until I saw it in OQATA. Like, some of them are not doing 100 million, but when I saw the volumes they are making, I'm like, hey, okay, this thing is possible. So they were making these volumes. Then I've been wondering for a long time, how come these guys have been making these big volumes? Like, how? Later on, as I kept on investigating, it's because they started understanding and using, first of all, in America, when you say network marketing, if you read American books, network marketing, what do they tell you? Open a website. You know what I'm talking about? Open a website, do whatever it is. So they are selling through digital. They can make ads and all that. They can recruit in Malawi, in South Africa, in Nigeria, everywhere. And they can recruit all those people. That's how someone makes videos, he does broadcasts, she does free lives and all that. Then you can recruit the whole world. Now, me and you, the network marketing, you and me knew previously, especially you, the older ones, was the one of walking, go to YMCA, hi, how are you? Can I tell you about an opportunity? Hi, how are you? Can I call you to give you an opportunity? Hi, how are you? Can you buy my product? You cannot be that person who is using those videos. You know what I'm talking about? Like, it's now that when people started using social media in OQATA, that I started questioning and studying again, how come these guys, they are not so many, but they're making big volumes, both in terms of recruiting and also in terms of doing what? Selling. You've seen people saying buy leads and all that. They have gone very, very digital. You know what I'm talking about? So in that area, let me go back to our points. There is always specialized what? There's something that someone is doing that you don't know, and that's why they are beating you. Then, of course, treat 2026 as permission to become bolder. Can you say bolder? Can you say bolder? And bolder means that you go for the big. You go for the what? For the big. How you have been producing 0 results like 3 months ago with Chisache, and you're like, I am fetching Farida. How many of us at one point felt Farida was so unbeatable? My hand is up. Because it was, people would be, okay, top sales, 500, 600, 1,000, Farida, 4,000. You wonder how. You know what I'm talking about? So, and last month we had about, 4 people making 4,000. 4 people making 4,000. All one, okay, 6,000, 4,000, which was Farida, 4,600, I think. Then 3,000 something, then 3,000 something, then 2,600, just like that. Are you getting what I'm telling you? Now, what I want you to tell you is that you could be having your results, whatever they are now. Then you choose to become bold and you say, I am going to multiply my current results by even 100. I saw myself 2015 or this 2015 January 2015. Was I not becoming a member? No, I was January 2015, 2016. Yes, 2015 I was becoming a member. 2016 January I made 28.9 million. We were still voting the President Museveni at that time. All together. 2017 I was the top earner and earning 150 million. That is becoming what? Bold. Can you say bold? Bold. How many of us by next year this time you feel that you can hit 100 million? Now that is becoming bold. That is becoming what? Bold. Because the way people see information, I'm going to tell you, has changed completely. Are we together? I now know why Europeans have been making so much money in network marketing. I now know why these Americans make too much money. Now I understand those results that Eric Ware shares on his talks. Are we together? It is simply because for us we have been doing one by what? One by one. One by one. One by one. One by one. Even many things I've written and trained and all that, I had never considered that someone can make the volumes I am seeing right now. I'd never seen it. Are we together? So I'm also learning. Then, this year is the year to let go of disappointments. Can you say disappointments? Hey, whoever disappointed you, let go of self-doubt. This one here. This is the biggest disease that I have, that you have, that anyone what? Has. Not believing in who? In yourself. And all of us have a degree, including me, of not believing in who? Can OQATA become like Google? As big as Google? Oh, yes. Are we together? Now ask me if I 100% believe that. No. I need that belief that OQATA can become as big as Google, as big as Coca-Cola, as big as what? All these big organizations, the DVMTN alone, those are small ones. Are we together? Yeah. If someone who owns Google, Larry Page, who owns Tesla, this guy, Elon Musk, who was born in South Africa, Apathy, Elon Musk is now worth 600 billion. A person born in where? In South Africa. The only difference between me and him is the color of the skin, but otherwise, he's very African. So there's a level of self-belief that we need. Are we together? How come Elon Musk every day, his money is multiplying and multiplying and multiplying? He has never stopped believing. Now the other billionaires, I'm not saying that those who with lacking self-belief are the ones who are not successful. You can also become successful, but your self-belief is where? Are we together? So all of us have this disease. But what you have to do is to make sure you keep on killing it and killing it and killing it. Hamson became Sapphire. Sapphire Global leader. Let us clap for him. Hamson. First one in the company. Are you together? But now, this year he can become Diamond. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, we need to have that belief of a child. Christ says faith can move what? Mountains. Wow, I love that. For me, the best scripture or parable in the Bible is that of Christ, who said you can move what? Mountains. And he told it to his disciples. If I remember so well, I think he was moving with them, or they were hungry, or they were what? Then they passed a very big tree that didn't have fruits. And then he looked at this tree and he cast the tree. Just how you cast it. Just small casting. The following day, they passed by the same disciples with Christ. And when they reached this tree, they looked at it, it had dried. Then I think one of the disciples said, Master, look at the tree that you cast, I think dried or something of the sort. And he said, as long as you do what? You believe. Faith can move what? Mountains. Kololo can move where? To Chanja. You know what I'm talking about? That's what Christ was saying. You can wake up one day and where we are, Mountain Renzor is where? Is there. That faith can move what? Mountain. There's even another scripture in the Bible, I think, if I remember so well. I think Christ was passing somewhere, moving, healing people. Then there was, I think, an old woman, who had been suffering from a blood disease for a long period of time. She was small, she was frail, she had been sick. Then she had Jesus was passing. She had so much faith in this master. And then she, I think Christ during that time, they would be surrounding him the way they surround Bobby Wine, isn't it? The president sits the other side, but now Bobby Wine is always within the Kavuyo. That's what it means to be opposition. Am I right? So you can imagine how you can pass all these people, whatever. So she passed all of them, and then she knew she could not face Christ. She just touched his cloth. And then Jesus, of course, is powerful, is God. He knew someone has touched me. He turned and he knew what this lady was feeling inside her heart, what problems she had, what diseases she had. She had too much faith that even if I touch this man, and then Christ turned and said, my daughter, what has healed you? Your faith has done what? Has healed me. That is what they call be the kind of person without self what? Doubt. Out together. Without limiting what? Beliefs. Without what? Excuses. So let us continue. So what didn't work last year does not have to define what is possible in 2026. Let us now go further. Reset your mind and believe big again. Reset your mind and believe big what? Again. There's a guy called Elon Musk. I talked about him. So Elon Musk, he left South Africa at the age of 14. He wanted to go to America. Then, first of all, do we have mothers in the house and fathers? Yes. My hand is up. So this kid, they had long distance uncles in Canada, and he had never taken a flight that long distance. He's 14 years. The mother let Elon Musk of 14 years take a flight alone to Canada. Story has it that Elon Musk took several days before he found his uncles. You can imagine a 14-year-old in another continent. Are we together? Now, don't give up. Don't say, but now those people are special. It is called faith. Tell neighbor faith. Tell neighbor faith. It's faith that Elon Musk had. It's faith that the mother did what? Have. So eventually found his uncles and I think worked in Canada for some time. Then he went to America. When he went to America, he worked with his brother. I don't remember the facts so well. And they invented something. They did a program, an app, I think. All kind of whatever they did. And they sold it. They sold it a lot of money. Maybe about $26 million. That's a lot of money. 26 times 3,000. I don't know, that's close to even 100 billion Ugandan money. 100 billion, you are as good rich as like the Beta Toures and what of you. You are too rich for life. So he would have said, let me go to the beach, relax and what of you. He got that money and invested again in another program. I think it was called Pesapal, the second one. This time they sold it at about over $100 million. Now we are talking about crazy money. Are we together? He didn't give up. He got all that money that he got from that company. And he dreamt again. And I think he invested it in the 3 companies. Tesla, SpaceX, and the Solar City. Small here, small here, small here. And then, story has it that he remained broke and that if these companies had collapsed, he would have become bankrupt completely. Are we together? And then he kept on believing, kept on investing money in Tesla, and they were failing after failure, after failure, after failure. Then he reached the last money. The last what? Money. And you see, for you to make a rocket and to launch it, then it fails, that's money you're losing, a lot of money. Then in the last money, I think, what happened was he put in the last man and he knew if this one does not work, we are done. Done completely. Are we together? We pack our bags and we go back home. Are we together? Or go to jail because they had also borrowed some money. So by God's grace, that last experiment worked and the launch was successful. And because of that successful launch, they won a government contract. And that is how Elon Musk and his SpaceX and what of you was able to raise again. Tesla was making losses. Solar City was making losses. But you can imagine that amount of what? Of faith. And as if it's not done, we know him as a billionaire. The man is inventing after doing what? Inventing. He always has the attitude of resetting his mind and believe again by dreaming. I'm talking to that person who says, I am doing well. Who has told you are doing well? You know what I'm talking about? I'm talking to that person who is already taken a rank. Who has told you that rank is what? Is enough. Are we together? You can blow your mind and you can be able to do big things. This is what I'm saying. Many people don't fail because they lack opportunity. Many people fail because they stopped believing that big success is possible for what? For them. This year, 2026, I want you to believe in a big success. Never measure your success because of your upline, because of your downline, because of your sideline, because of others. Measure your success because of who? You. Are we together? Then they have a false belief that success is for others. And the breakthroughs happen where? Elsewhere. That is a very bad habit you and I have. Successful companies are for Americans. Success is for others. Success is for those people. Success, all the Hamiltons are the ones who can say that these ones, I have to be in Zaki's team or Rachel's team or whoever team is this. I've had people saying, I'll change the team. My team has no vibe. Who has told you? Be the vibe of the what? Of the team. All together. They believe that breakthroughs happen what? Elsewhere. I've seen people who are saying, for us one got prism, that's where there's breakthroughs. Who has told you? Are you together? People work for them. There's a very good book written. I wish you can read that book. It's called, the owner, the guy who did it is called Wallace Wattles. It's called, not Think and Grow Rich. It's called The Science of Being Rich. How many of us have heard of that book? Please give yourself that gift this year. Are you together? Go and buy it now. The Science of Getting what? Rich. In The Science of Getting Rich, this guy says that good people become rich, bad people become rich. People who believe in God become rich, even those who don't believe become what? Rich. People from Chisoro become rich. People of Kabale become rich. People of Karamoja become rich. People from Barara become rich. Even those in America become what? Rich. He said that in that book that richness, because it's called The Science of Being Rich, has nothing to do with your environment. Go to America and you're going to find people begging on the street. How many of us have seen those videos? Then others say, Uganda nenye kangendewa America. It is your mindset. Oh, how I wish I was educated. How I wish I had a master's. How I wish I had whatever. How I wish I was at Budu. How I wish I was at the prison. How I wish I was in Barara. How I wish I was whatever. It is only what? Are we together? That's the science of getting what? Rich. He says everywhere. Do you have Banyankole who are rich? Yes. Do you have Banyankole who are poor? Yes. Do we have Baganda who are rich? Yes. Do you have those who are poor? Yes. You have Italians who are rich? Yes. Italians who are begging on the street? Hey! The science of getting rich demystifies all those facts. Women who are rich? Yes. Women who are poor? Yes. Men who are poor? Yes. Men who are rich? Hey! These things are singana le musajja bichi singana le mukazi singana nandi kudde. Who has told you? Okay, so these kinds of false beliefs must be broken for you to win 26 break. So let me end this here. breaking such false beliefs gives you permission to act boldly. When you break the self-limiting belief, then you work now at another level. When I begin to believe that I can build OQATA to become as big or bigger than Google, then I no longer act the same way. You know what I'm talking about? The day I said I'm going to become the top, I'm going to have the biggest team in Africa and be that African who has made the most money in network marketing, the things I started doing were different. I stopped going to Soro to make presentations. And I said, how do I go to South Africa? How do I go to bigger economies? Are we together? How do I build my company to become big? Are we together? I stopped working locally and started working globally. Like, you may ask me, what are some of those bold things I do? I don't know them. What I know is that the moment you change your beliefs, then you act how? Boldly. We have told you about this old woman who was sick. I want you to imagine how many people used to follow Jesus Christ. Are we together? And this woman was sick and she said, I'm going to do whatever is possible. I believe this man will heal me. I believe we'll break this curse. And then this woman pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. Mukuteko, and touched Jesus Christ. You know what I'm talking about? There's even another person who wanted to see Jesus. And he was moving. And he was short. Do you remember what he did? He climbed a tree. He was so determined, and I think eventually he was chosen among the disciples or something of the sort. Are we together? So, friends, let me tell you something. As long as you break these false beliefs, you act in a way that has never been imagined. In fact, for you to win in 2026, it begins with your mind. Are we together? It begins in your mind. What you're going to do, I don't know it. But what I know is that these beliefs permit you to act in a particular what? Way. Are we together? As long as you believe. And by the way, these beliefs are very important. Believing. Do you know that believing is what has caused revolutions? For example, when you look at the genocide of the Jews with the Nazis, what this man did, Hitler, first of all, he was a weakling. I think he was not a German. He was not a German, first of all. He had been in another country, is it Poland, one of those countries, and they were selecting people to go in the army. And then Hitler they were selecting, they wanted the able-bodied men. Are we together? Like Opesen, please stand up. Are we together? Those are the ones they wanted. So I want to imagine that Hitler was like Jonathan. So stand up, Jonathan. I'm talking about physique. Are you together? So they said, pass. Tumushime, pass. Hamson, pass. Kandiho, pass. Opesen, pass. Are you together? Then Jonathan, you are small. They put him away. Then, but German was desperate. They were taking on anybody as a soldier. So I think what I remember from what I read is that Hitler, this Jonathan, he decides, I will not give up. As long as the mind is what? Is made. Who has told you me that I'm small? That I'm small for the army? That's what Hitler said. He said, I will not accept. I am determined to join the what? The army. Even if it means changing another country. The man went to German. German was taking up anyone. And they adopted, they said, but even German, okay, we are taking on anyone. But Jonathan, you're too small. So Hitler joined the German army, not as a front, these ones who fight on the front line, but as a messenger. They used to fight in the trenches. Nowadays, how they are fighting, they send bombs to you. I think Trump is in his boardroom. And in America, they send bombs to Venezuela. They pick the president very easily. Are we together? But during that time, fighting was like this. Are we together? So they used to fight to hide away from the bullets. They used to dig trenches. Are we together? Trenches. So soldiers hide in the trenches. They shoot. They duck. They shoot. They duck. That's how it was. So, but for you to pass information from one part of the trench, they had the tunnels, to another, they had messengers. And these were weak soldiers and what have you. Hitler was one of them. Can you imagine how people begin? For me, I don't believe anyone who says I am weak. I began slowly. I see money into. I am what of you. Let me tell you something. I've seen very weak people become wild. That's why I tell you, by the way, read people's biographies. You're going to realize that what you think is your problem, you don't have any problem at all. The people have become global people when they began worse than where you were. So Hitler was a messenger, sending messages. If they want to send message from one part of the tunnel to another part, they send people like Hitler. But then he was so bold. He said, if I'm going to become a trench messenger, let me do it so well. Let me do it so well. Let me do it with courage, with boldness, that they would always know I'm very serious. Until one day, they will give me a gun. So others, when they would send them, they would fear where they are, maybe where there's the actual war and what of you, they would not go there. Hitler would brave and actually go there. Then eventually, because of too much boldness, eventually when they threw a bomb, among the people it hit was Hitler. So he was picked as a prisoner of war, put in prison. As a matter of fact, he was nearly blind for almost a year. Altogether, he had a cloth around him, blind like this. He almost lost his sight as a prisoner of war. During that time, he got a vision. This was someone who was not an actual soldier shooting. This was a person who was not a German at all. This was a person who was really nobody, wasn't a commander, wasn't anything. But when he was in that prison, he had faith and he said, I am going to become the president of Germany. The way they get you, you're in Kenya, you say, I'm going to rule these Kenyans. Or I'm going to rule these Rwandese. That's what he did. Hitler, he wrote during that time a book called Mein Kampf, which was a set of beliefs that he wanted to instill among the Germans. He wanted the Germans, for Germany to become a superpower. He said, all I have to do is to change their mindset, to believe in themselves, but also to believe in hatred for the Jews. And eventually when he got out, he went into a party, then he started another one, and eventually became the president of a party, which participated and eventually became a president. You know what I'm talking about? That is Hitler. The other things he did are bad. I don't want to talk about them altogether. But for sure, what I know is that he got rid of self-beliefs. I can give you stories and stories and stories of people. Do you know that a person like Mike Tyson was a street kid, picked on the street? The world had forgotten him. He was a nobody. The way you see these beggars from Karamoja, those beggars, those kids there, that's how he was. He was lost. Until one good person picked him and said, instead of being on the street and fighting on the street, come and start boxing. Today he's a world champion. Are we together? So that shows you there is nothing you cannot do. But let me talk about breakthroughs. Make 2026 a turning point? Can you say turning point? Can you say turning point? A turning point is like how you are moving. Then you reach, you stop moving. You say, let me do what? Turn. Are we together? Another direction. That is a turning point. Now, what's the turning point? So, turning points are not announced. They are decided. Now, no one will tell you, now this is your turning point. You wake up one day and say, let me change what I'm doing. Let me change direction. Let me change how I've been doing. Let me change my activity level. Let me change the commitment. Let me change what I feed in my mind. Let me change my work ethic. Let me change my dress code. Let me change my target market. Let me change my goals. Let me change my direction. That's the turning point. A turning point is like what happened, just that for him it was decided by God. What happened to Saul in the Bible, who became Saint Paul? The guy was fighting. He was a killer of Christians, killing them completely. Then one day, after what happened to him when he was on a horse, he turned. So they know him as a person who kills people. When Christians would see him, they would run. Then one day, he says, I am preaching, Jesus is good. How? How? It's like Lukwago becoming NRM. Are we together? How? Because that guy will oppose everything and I like him. Are we together? So, turning points are never announced. They are decided. So decide your turning point. Are we together? And every breakthrough story has one moment where someone decided that enough is enough. This is my year. I will not quit. I will not play small anymore. 2026 can be that breakthrough year when you decide, I am going to change. Donald Trump. Donald Trump was never a politician. He was not LC. He was not a Senate. He was not like, what do they call it? Member of Parliament. He wasn't a governor. Like, if you are to follow his story, he did not climb any ranks of, he doesn't know these things. That's why sometimes when he makes his decisions, you have to pardon him. Are we together? And I love him. That's Donald Trump. What was his turning point? One day he attends a dinner. First of all, he has always been vocal. He says his things to be in news because for him, he knows publicity gives me business. Are we together? So one day when Obama, he stood for presidency, Donald Trump as one of those people who give their opinions. Say people like Frank Gashom, are we together? They always give their opinions on things. He doesn't want to become a president. Maybe he wants to be in the limelight. Maybe he wants people to hear his opinion. So Trump said that Obama let him prove that was born in America. Are we together? Let Obama prove just that was born in America. Then it made news. And Trump was celebrating. Made news. I'm all over. That's how these opinion leaders, all they need is to be in what? In news. And that was it, honestly. He wasn't planning to stand for president. Then he attends a State House dinner when I think eventually it was a State House correspondence dinner. And then eventually when Barack Obama stood, he was also so annoyed with him. He said, I'll paraphrase, I will be everything that you are not because I will be a president and you will never become a what? A president. The problem is insulting Trump. He said, I will never become a president. That is the day. Historians tell it. The day when Trump said, I am going to become a what? A president. I've never been an LC. I've never been a member of parliament. I've never sat on a committee of a village. I've never probably been a prefect and what of you, but I'm going to become a what? A president. And what did he do? He decided. Can you say decided? Decided. And the guy became a president. Are we together? Then he got a lot of problems. In the second year, he didn't win. And Trump said, I will not give up. Whatever he went through, today is the president again. You know what I'm talking about? So a breakthrough is never announced. A breakthrough is decided. Don't wait for a breakthrough from your upline, breakthrough from the company, breakthrough from the executives and what have you, the VPs and the CMs and all these people. The breakthrough is in where? And you say, I have done what? Decided. Okay, let me run through this quickly. Dream bigger. Dreams demand growth. I told you before, when you dream big, it's the dream that pushes you. Are we together? It's the dream that does what? Pushes you. So set very big goals. Dream beyond your comfort zone. Dream beyond your past performance. Are we together? You can triple it, quadruple it, dream beyond your environment. Are you together? Big goals stretch your identity. My identity, your identity is what you believe is possible for you. All of us have what we believe is possible for you. And we are called upon to stretch it. Are you together? To do what? To stretch it. While politically I'm not a supporter of Bobby Wine, I really believe in him for change of identity. I really, really believe in that guy, honestly, for change of identity. How one day you're known as a ganja man. You know what I'm talking about? One day you have a lot of hair. One day you are moving as if you're a Rasta. You know what I'm talking about? And this guy said, from today, I am going to cut my hair. He woke up one day and cut his hair. After cutting his hair, he said, I did MDD. Music, dance, and what? Drama. But I think I'm no longer a young man anymore. Yes, I've made it in music, but I need to make it elsewhere. He went to one of these universities, maybe Kampala International University, one of those, East African University, maybe, because it was not covered, maybe one of those universities anyway. And then he decided to go back to school as an old man in his 40s to study law. While in his third year or something, he's not yet ready. He thinks one day will join politics as a member of parliament. He's not ready at all. One time there were by-elections in Chadondo East, if I'm not mistaken. And then they said, why? Why don't I try? So that maybe they know me this term, then next time maybe I'll come when I'm fully loaded. That was Bobby Wine for you. When he reaches there, he had understated himself. Boom! They voted him as member of what? Parliament. So before he knew it, his fame became fame, his fame became fame. Before he even went for the second term, there was an opportunity to stand for president. Today, you can see the problems he's causing in this what? Country. All together. That is stretching identity. You remember last elections? He stood with the people whose names are not mentioned. Big ones. Big names. The guy got close to 30%. And others were in 0 point something. You know what I'm talking about? The big names you know. Tell your neighbor, stretch your identity. How a ganja man, a real ganja man, says I am going to become president and eventually can cause formidable panic in the whole country. For me, that one, he has my respect. Are you getting what I'm talking about? So, what is your identity? There is a guy called Juma. Where is Juma? There's a Juma over there. Juma, please come. Juma, please come. Run to the stage. That is Juma. Juma was one of the high producers of last month. I don't remember so well the points, but I saw you. This is Juma. Look at this guy. Look at how beautiful and smart he is. This is Juma. Are you together? Juma one day was in the business, many long time. Am I talking about someone? Are you together? Then one day he said, I think I'm going to learn this TikTok selling and what of you. He joined. When did you first hit 500 Civic Club?
I joined 1,000 Civic last month. I started at 1,000.
Oh, he started at 1,000. Now together. So then you made 1,000, then 1,300, then
last month 2,200.
Then last month 2,200. How like you are not in 500 cities. One day you wake up, you say, I've changed my identity. Then you hit 1,000. Then last month, how many? 2,200. Let us clap for him. Just go back. It is called identity change. Don't meet him and say this guy is special. Just say this guy changed his what? Identity. From I can't do it, from Bachikola Bacha, Two, dala. You know what I'm talking about? I believe it, and I believe it so big. Jonathan, how many did you make last month? Jonathan became a what? A silver what? From IBO. Come. That's Jonathan. Come. I don't have a lot of time, Jonathan. Are you together? That's Jonathan. Let us clap for him. From zero. This is Jonathan. From IBO. Moreover, probably not premium what? IBO. Tell us. 30 seconds.
Morning, everyone. I didn't do a lot of CVs. I actually did like 1,200, then they deducted some for the upgrade. But my team was selling, so I upgraded from being an Igbo to a silver business builder.
The man is different. Those of us who knew he's one of us. No, this guy is a silver. Next man, gold. The other man, platinum. The guy starts sitting in the platinum office there. Are you together? And many others. I know, when I look, there are so many people who are doing a very, very good job. A fresh start does not mean a perfect start. Nothing has to be perfect, honestly. You don't have to wait when I'm perfect. Let me first buy iPhone. Let me first do whatever. Let me first study this. Let me first buy lights. Let me first, I don't know, borrow. Are we together? Let me first do whatever. Let me first, all those things of let me first. But I really want outliers in recruiting. I want those outliers. Are we together? I'm tired of 3 and 30. What of you? I want 20 and 30. I want 50 and 30. I want 1,000 in what? In 30, because I've seen it happening. I want those outliers. Are we together? So don't ask me how come you're not talking about recruiting. Me, when I look at the results, okay, people have done 3, 5, 4, 2. Those ones are no more. Are we together? So I don't want no more results. So you need commitment to your dreams and the courage to start and the will to remain what? Consistent. So this is what you need. You don't need to be perfect. What you need is commitment to your dreams. Have the big dreams. Have the courage to start. Because everyone starts where? Somewhere. Are you together? And then have the will to remain consistent. Because many people start, but they are never able to do what? To be consistent. That's why the issue is. Be led by your dreams. Big dream. Start somewhere. You will feel awkward initially. Things will be tough because you are changing identity. You know what I'm talking about? You are changing what? Identity. You are pulling a new identity, but the old identity is doing what? It's pulling you. That's what happens. I remember the day when I said I'm going to become very serious at reading books. When I looked the first 3 pages, my eyes started having tears. I'm like, oh, the devil is a liar. When you choose to be so serious, that's when they steal your phone. You know what I'm talking about? But then there's something called Murphy's Law. Can you say Murphy's Law? Can you say Murphy's Law? For me, I've come to believe in Murphy's Law so much that every time Murphy's Law happens, I celebrate and say, yes, I am going to make a good. Because me, I've started associating problems with success. And it's true. I've now believed it. And I always attach to God, not to the devil. I say, God, you are showing me something. God, you are testing me. God, you are really trying to see if I'm serious about these dreams. Because you see, this is what God did. When Jesus Christ was prepared as a young kid, I don't know, he went to the temple, he challenged the Pharisees, he did a lot of great things, and he did whatever. And then God wanted to see if his son was ready. The last mission was which one? 40 days in a what? In the wilderness. 40 days of no food, I think, 40 days of whatever. And then after Jesus had finished the 40 days, the devil does what? Comes. Me, I'm not a preacher, but I know these principles. So the devil comes. Hakim, I'm quoting the Bible, but I'm sure that you can relate, isn't it? So the devil comes, and the devil said, you have been hungry. Do you know what it means to be hungry for 40 days? The Muslims fast, and you know what it means, like in the evening towards dark, isn't it? Things can be muzuri, isn't it? You don't want anyone to bring the smell of food near you. So the devil, I think, comes and tempts him. You can turn bread. Why he brought bread himself, I don't remember. But basically, I know he tempted him. And then he tempted him. Jesus, you've come to die, but I can give you all these riches. He tempted him. Tempted him with all these kinds of things. And he said the devil is a what? Is a liar. Are we together? So I think it is very, very important for us to really remain committed, because let me tell you something. Every time you choose commitment, there's always something called Murphy's what? Murphy's law. Murphy's law says whatever could go wrong probably will go wrong. You start building. I remember when I started building my very first building, I don't know who told them. I had like 31 people enforcement coming. Who told you to build like this? Who told you whatever? They look for every thing. Are we together? The day you choose to be so serious, that's when your boyfriend says, if you don't leave those things, I had a dream. If you don't leave those things, I am going to want to leave you. Are we together? That's when your wife, your spouse, or whatever says, I don't know. But you must be ready for that temptation. So for me, I always relate. Every problem that happens, every time I've set a goal, I relate it to that God is testing me, is testing my dream. Are we together? I don't just look at it as Murphy's law, because Murphy's law says whatever could go wrong, probably what? Will. So be ready when you set goals. Be ready when you make commitments. Be ready when you say you're going to be serious. Murphy's law. And I think the devil with his fellow liars, they are peeping, they are saying, let me go and see what Ruth is doing. Are we together? And then they're going to come for you. Now it's up to you to say, I am committed. Are we together? So progress beats perfection and action beats intention. Do not just intend, just start right away. Every day in 2026 is a chance to learn. It's a chance to improve. You learn, you improve, you adjust and push again. Very, very important. Learn and push what? Again. All the time. Start afresh, start afresh, start afresh. And before you know it, things could happen. Now, 2026 is a year growth powered by digital transformation. Our theme was not chosen by accident. It's deliberate because we know the world has done what? Has changed. But the world changed long ago. It's South Africans who refuse to change. When I look at how people have been using digital transformation to grow big volumes world over, all the time, Amazon, we have done network marketing. I think Africa is the only place whereby we do network marketing as if you are doing in CNN. You know how you pick in CNN? And even the way you pick CNN has changed. When I was in Chisoro, they would say, do pick in CNN. You would go with a bag, and you would pick in CNN one by one, go take them. Then you come with a casaque, you tell your mother, I've done in CNN. When I came to Uganda, they were digital. They were what? Digital. They had this Mavati and the Masanyaraze, and they were not picking CNN in what? In Kavela, like me and my mother in Tisoro. They were picking CNN papers. You know what I'm talking about? What? Papers. Like, wow, I love. So some of us have been to Bushime. We have been network marketing of picking CNN and Ekawat. You recruit 3 people and celebrate you 3 in 30. How? And then I say about Masatu, then we clap for you. How? Are we together? So this digital transformation has been happening. And I think it's an area we need to be able to look at in terms of changing our business. You saw what Jeff Bezos did. Others were selling Aristotle booklets. Sembadre, the lawyer, are we together? JW. And one book. This guy is selling to the whole world. You cannot never beat a person with that kind of what? Mindset. So the world has changed long ago. Are you together? Business has moved online. I used to be in January with Jimmy Chain and Frank Tumwebas. And we would move demonstrating customer to customer, customer to customer. But there were these guys from Mexico. We are still called Gonzalez and something. The guy became like the highest rank, Diamond Global Leader. Then went in Mexico. Then went to America and started afresh, became Diamond Global Leader again, twice, double Diamond. Then wondering, how does this guy do it? We are not seeing big volumes, we are not seeing many people. These guys were selling on websites during that time. Are you getting what I'm telling you? So think, and while others are having social media, you can have a website. Are you together? You can be on TikTok, be on what this one called Instagram, then also be on what? Snapchat, Facebook, and all these other things. Are we together? And you can go very big. But you attend tomorrow's kickoff training, you'll be surprised. Are we together? Business has moved online, marketing has gone digital, opportunity has now gone global. We are living in the greatest era of market access to humanity. Let me repeat this again. We are living in the greatest era of market access in human history. Market what? Access. Era of market what? Access. These speakers are called Crazy Coke. Crazy Coke is whiskey. Crazy Rich is something of the sort. Crazy Dance. Crazy Dance is owned by a Chinese woman. Mageza and I met her. And this is a lady who is selling this brand. The way you have seen the other brands like Boss, the other brands, Evie has been the leader and what have you. She's made most of her sales online. TikTok is full of Chinese companies trying to sell to the world all over. Are we together? This woman here, she's now a billionaire. Very, very successful. Are we together? Now, we are living in the greatest era of market access. And because market access is really about how many people can see your products. Are we together? Now, let me tell you why digital transformation is a game changer. In the past, you sold it to your most immediate community. We had shops. Are we together? Most immediate community. Shops and what have you. And you know, there's a guy called Vusitembe Kwayo. Me, when I talk about these things, they become very personal because I've seen how Africans were being left behind. Vusitembe Kwayo said that his father was... No. He gave an example. Yeah. He gave an example of his dad who had a shop. And so when he had a shop, like now you have a shop in Kamocha, in Kifumbira, in Muyenga, in all these places, you have a shop. So his father's mind was to sell to the community nearby. Because you are selling sugar, salt, bread, books, pencils, pens, rubbers, and what have you. That's what you are doing. Then there came a Muzungu, a Boaz Muzungu, South African Muzungu, who started a company called Game. Are we together? Game in his mind was to build stores, several stores everywhere. So this shop attendant, Vusi's father, every day would wake up and sell, be in my shop sale. This one said, let me create systems so that I can plant as many game stores as possible. Today, Vusi's father's business has collapsed. Typical African way of doing business. Then these guys, this Bazungu, they're expanding. Now game is everywhere. Every country you go to, there's a game. You wonder what you call about here. It begins with what? Mindset. Are you getting what I'm telling you? There are several companies, my father and yours, have been producing alcohol. Me, when I grew up, my father was producing alcohol. Are we together? This one you call Mwenge Bigere and what of you from bananas. And I remember at one time, there were so many that he would produce when we were young, and people would come with jerry cans and what of you, including many people's fathers, even yours, Hamson, and others. Are we together? Don't say we are not Christians, we are Christians. Then, and it's not a problem. Now some of us are beginning to judge me, you are not Christians. Are we together? Then, but I don't know where that business collapsed from. At the same time, there was someone's father in America who has also been doing alcohol. And he has kept on improving it. It's now called Johnny Walker. It's now called, what do they call these things? Because the intention of us Africans is small. Tell neighbor, stop believing small. Are we together? Just stop believing small. Refuse the way you are thinking like that. Are we together? So in the past you sold to your most immediate community. Today you can sell to the world. To the world. This guy Juma, where is Juma? I'm told now, you see, others are presenting Luganda because I think when presenting Luganda, they don't take away your TikTok, right? I don't know how he's doing it. He's South Sudanese. I think he's speaking. He doesn't know a lot of Luganda. But most of his customers are coming from over France, or wherever. When he comes, I'm selling to France. You can say, how does this guy do it? But he does it. Am I talking to someone? He does it, and I don't know, but he does it. So, so today you can sell to the world. You can build visibility globally, attract customers and prospects beyond borders. That's why our task as the executive team, especially the people in marketing headed by Jimmy Cherine, is to find a way in which we can change the way we are presenting this business. We can find a way to change the way we are talking. I look forward to the day, Jimmy, by the end of 2026, when the people who are watching me, that Jimmy is recording, are more than the ones who are in the what? In the training. Because where are your downlines? Buddy, what? You believe that the only way they can listen to me is when they come here. But there are those who are in offices. There are those ones who are in Chikubo. There are those ones who are far. There are those ones in Kayunga. How do you expect them to come? Then you come and you sit, and there's a recording here, and you have not even told them, Manange, go and be in the recording, because you and me are wired that I must be where? Physical. That's where the problem is. But from the design of OQATA, we designed our system that our trainings will always be accessible to anyone. Are we together? But the thinking, tell them about the thinking. Tell them about change your thinking. Change your thinking to access of information. You have a team of, 100 people. There are only 5 of you in the training hall here. And you are comfortable when camera is recording. You have a team of 300 people. And you are comfortable when the script is on their phone and they are not reading it. There's Zoom. There's what of you. There's Americans are using Zoom. Europeans are using Zoom. Then you wonder, but why are they beating us in sales? It is because the way they access information is global, not local, like you and who and me. It's something to think about. Anyway, social media is a great equalizer. Why do you call it a great equalizer? It makes the person in Kampala equal to my mother in the village of Chisoro. Because a video recorded in Chisoro and a video recorded here in Kampala is the same. It's a great equalizer because someone in South Africa, Pretoria, a first world country, the video they record in Pretoria is the same as the video recorded in Arua. It's a great equalizer because a video recorded in America, put on TikTok. TikTok does not select this American, this black, it's not racist. All together. It will be a great what? Equalizer. Access of information. I will be able to receive it at the same time. It becomes a great what? Equalizer. And that's why people like Tenge Tenge can compete for visibility with the people in the United Arab Emirates, like others whose names I don't know. Are you together? Same visibility, same thing. Today, I don't know if it's still the case today, but the person with the biggest views of TikTok is a West African who now lives in Italy. West African. who lives now where? In Italy. But he's a black guy. Why is called Kobe? I don't remember his name. But the moment Italians realized this guy has talent, they said, citizenship, we have given you. That's what happens in many black communities. Out together, will not go that direction. But so social media is such a great what? Equalizer. Great equalizer. And I'm so happy because I'm seeing a lot of your videos, sharing whatever. And of course, does not take away the fact that you have to sell to people because they come to you. Tomorrow you'll be showed. You must inbox them and talk to them as a human being. And what of you? Don't forget your neighbors. Don't forget these normal presentations. Please have them. But ideally, social media is a great what? Equalizer. Because, let me tell you, marketing is about how many eyeballs can see your product. And when I say your product are two. It can be a single product, can be a package. It can be a product, can be an opportunity. It's a product. It can be a service, I don't know, whatever it is, but it's a product. Are we together? So marketing is how many eyeballs can see your product? How many eyeballs can see your presentation? How many eyeballs can see your business? How many eyeballs can know there's a starter, there's a deluxe, there's a superior? Are we together? How many eyeballs? Then social media gives you millions of what? Of them. Are we together? And that's why I want to end with the last point, which is go for big volumes and go for the big what? Money. Because marketing has become what? Easier. Information is now moving very fast. Can everyone clap for border economy? Clap for border economy. Clap for border economy. Clap for border economy. I love borders. I used to hate borders, but now I love them. Because now I'll be here, I make a video, and a customer says, I'm in Mukono, you call a border, 30 minutes it has reached them. Can I clap for border again? Like, it's now become so easy. Because you would wonder, I'm selling my bread. Jimmy told me of a bread guy in Chanja, right? There's a guy who sells bread in Chanja. Very good bread. But this guy of Chanja, he delivers in Mukono, where Jimmy has a farm. Why? Because all he has to do is to prove that he has good bread. TikTok, Manange, we are selling bread. Manange, we are selling bread. Fish house, bread. Then someone anywhere in Chengela says, Jagala kudia kumugati. Border. Straight to Chengela. Can you clap for border again? Hey. But like, what opportunities are we waiting for in 2026? There's border. They have not yet removed our internet. We still have our social media. We have products. These products are Americans. But you say, Managa, I'm selling food supplements from America, omega-3 from America. But then just go and do this video. Omega-3 from America. There are many people using omega-3. But they are not using it from where? From America. Trimtone, a weight loss product from America, USA. You see, it even has American flag. GMP, America. Then people have been trying to lose weight. But they don't want Chinese. They want to see what? America. Now you have American products. We are at Voodoo House. We have great opportunity. You don't have to invest in more money. What opportunity are you waiting for in 2026? Because information move, products move faster. Your year will not be defined by the economy, the competition, and the challenges. To be defined by the mindset, the attitude, and the ability to adapt. The mindset, the attitude, and the ability to do what? To adapt, to see opportunities as they are. Are we together? To see opportunities as they are, because our opportunities have done what? Changed completely. And that's why, by the way, we need a lot more trainers who are whatever. Now, I want to end today's session by saying from Jim Rohn, your life does not get better by chance. Your life gets better by what? By change. Are we together? So I know that tomorrow. First of all, tomorrow have heavy breakfast. Have heavy what? Breakfast. Tomorrow have a brand new notebook. And then a brand new pen. A brand new learning what? Attitude. Because tomorrow is going to be a great day. And I'm going to invite Mr. Jimmy Chaine, our Vice President of Sales and Marketing, to come and tell us what is happening tomorrow. Let us clap for him as he comes to the stage. Mr. Jimmy Chaine. Is that how you clap for him? Let us clap for harder. Thank you so much.
Let's give our CEO a bigger clap. Let's give him a bigger clap. New Year. Just wish them Happy New Year. Give them a handshake. And why are you wishing Happy New Year without looking at them? Look at them and say Happy New Year. And I believe today is the first training we are having.